What's up? This is Ryan.
And this is Michael. Welcome to All Day Unpacked. We are here to speculate.
Ooh.
I would get out my crystal ball if I had one. I'm looking around. I don't really have anything to speculate into. But so let's talk. The NFL, the challenge right now.
Yep,
is
the offensive challenge.
Yep. And I'm gonna pull it up really quick just because I think this is really key. Now, look, we're not geniuses. I'm not saying that we know everything, but you
we
look
do.
at this. It says challenge: build your roster, offense. Now, again, I'm not a genius. I did go to school for a few years, most of them successfully.
Yep.
What I'm saying here is the only reason there's a offense is if there's going to be a defense. So.
Right.
I think it is safe to speculate that there is.
Are we basing this all on a colon?
Yeah, we're basing it all on a colon.
Okay, great. It's a grammatical thing.
So we're performing a colonoscopy today.
That's right.
Look into the other side of the colon, which is the defensive side.
Because everybody's running in one direction.
That's right. And when everyone wants to zig, it's time to zag. So
that's right.
So when I saw this challenge come out, I was fortunate enough to already have the offensive players to complete the rare. And I knew I wasn't going to get the legendary, but I saw an opportunity, right? And that is that no one was thinking defense, but defense was definitely coming, and so go get your defensive players now before they announce the challenge. And so the bad news is that we're not the only ones who had this thought.
Right.
You can see that the defensive players have jumped up quite a bit now in speculation of the upcoming defensive challenge. Now. I know Marlon Davison's saying that he's $38 here, but that moment has literally been stuck for like a week now. I mean, it's been
there's a whole log jam going on there with Marlon.
Yeah, so Marlon's not 38. Marlon's in the 60s. But there's this one $38 one that's just stubborn as a mule and won't move. So, but you can see like the D linemen here. There's 17 of them, and $67, and that's going to go up. This is these numbers are going to go up.
Right.
So
if they're there now, where are they going to be?
When they actually announce the challenge, and the rest of us catch on to like the challenge being there. So D lines up, right, and then you got your linebackers. Now linebackers, there's 23. These are a little bit more. There's more at the lower price, so you're only seeing them at 50. But again, they're gonna if they announce this challenge and there's a linebacker role, which I imagine there's going to be a D line, a linebacker, and then a secondary, and you're going to see a lot in the secondary. 28. But again, $48. So the log jam right now is at the D-line position, but that's only 3. And right now on the offensive side, there's 4 positions. And so it makes you think, what is that 4th position going to be? And so
maybe a coach
about this, right? Maybe a coach, but we talked about it being a kicker. But the problem is there's only one rare kicker, Mr. Justin Tucker, sitting at $300 right now.
Right. And how many punters are there?
None. No rare punters.
0. Oh.
Right. Only one legendary.
Yeah.
So that then begs the question, what will that... So will there be no 4th moment on the roster?
Yeah.
I don't think that's likely. I think there's got to be 4.
Yeah.
Will it just be punters and kickers, and therefore, Mr. Tucker here will go from $300 to who knows how much?
$2,000 basically?
He won't go that high because it's only a rare pack, but... It basically, he's the cost of a rare pack right now, so he'll be the bottleneck. But we've been talking about this. We talked, could it be team moments? Probably
it could
not,
be.
Just because
it could.
It could. But here's my secret category that I think it's going to be. It's going to be plays that are kick and punt return plays that are rare, because there are 6 of them. And believe it or not, these were in the 40s. I think, again, we're not, we aren't geniuses here at the lab, but we, did have some insight. But you're starting to see these numbers creep up now. They were in the 40s for most of the week, and now they're in that 50 range.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of odd that all of them are creeping up. Not just one, not just 2, but all of them.
Yeah, I mean, Andre Roberts was actually so Agnew and Grant were in the like mid to low 40s at the beginning. But I think you see some of these like private Discord groups where they target things. All one person in that Discord group, these people are like selling subscriptions where they're like, hey, we're going to drop alpha, blah, 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 right? And so I'm sure that's what's happening here is you're seeing that happen and people are going and buying them up.
Sure.
But I'll be interested to see what happens because so you're seeing that it's at this level, but what
about the legendary
place
level?
We're seeing it. Yeah, we're seeing it there too. So we go to the marketplace, you look at legendaries, and like a guy like so the cheapest legendary for the longest time was Sam Mills. He was selling for $550, and now he's up in the 900 range.
Right. The whole lot of them. I mean, we should almost at some point here. Let's bring up Own the Moment and let's actually look at the graph. I mean, you could see just the jump in percentage.
Yeah. So here's the legendaries. So out of just pure speculation, look at this. Cliff Branch now is the cheapest one at 800.
Right.
All of
offensive.
These other. Oh wow, they've gone up even more. Mills is up to 1,000.
Yep.
Wow. All right.
Right.
If you're owning a Sam Mills, you're a happy camper right now. So
you are.
Yeah. Bryant Young 834, Seymour 900.
Right.
So people are wise to what's about that. Yeah. So I'm telling you right now, some Discord group is probably pushing this theory, and you're seeing people buy these because, again, Sam Mills was like, seriously, at the beginning of this challenge, he was $550.
Yes.
For that legendary. So crazy.
We were actually discussing maybe a half a week ago, maybe 3 days ago, is $575 too much for Sam Mills?
Yeah.
And now look at where Sam Mills is.
Yeah, he's almost doubled. That is impressive.
Yes, that is impressive.
So what I would love to see, of course, what if Allday goes a different direction and doesn't do the defensive challenge? That would be a very. I mean, again, it feels like they have to.
Well, I don't know if they have to. I mean, here's the thing that they could do is they could wait. They could, it could be like another week, although it'd be getting into the season. So you would think that defensive would be the way to go.
I think it's going to happen. So yeah, here you go. Like, look at this. Jeez. All right. So Leroy Butler is up 314%. Tony Baselli's up 195. Mark Andrews, who's part of the tight end challenge, so he's up 120. So Sam Mills is up 75%. Randall Cunningham, part of the current challenge. Presley Harvin. So the other guy that we forgot to check is that you would need a punter, a kicker, or a returner, and there are legendary punters and kickers.
Yes, and there are returners as well.
Yes. So Jakeem Grant has a moment.
Right, but the legendary should be tougher. Yeah. Presley Harvin, Evan McPherson.
Yep. I mean, I don't even see those guys on this first page anymore.
No.
McPherson was like 1,000 before. He's obviously up. Let's see. It's Connor Williams. Let's see. The special teamer. I wonder if the block kick of Jordan Willis would count.
I was just thinking the same thing because it is a special teams play.
Yeah, it could. I could see them including that. That one, a little iffy on that one. I wouldn't bank on that. I would bank on here you have Evan McPherson at 1450. You have Jakeem Grant, but this is a reception, so I don't think this will count. So you see a reception here. So you know what? Maybe that play will count because it was a block kick. So yeah, I think see that counting.
Maybe the speculation on special teams hasn't made its way into the legendary moments as much.
It hasn't. Well, I think it has on McPherson and some of these other guys. But
Presley Harvin, what is he at?
I don't. He was like $1,000 too, and he's not even on the page yet. So he's gone up quite a bit.
Right.
There he is, 1750.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So he's. I mean, it is crazy.
I think
it's his rookie, but like he's cheaper than Saquon, Aaron Donald, Nick Bolton, rookie. I mean, yeah. So you're definitely seeing heavy speculation that a lot of people think this is going to happen, but. This right here could be. I mean, he's even up a little bit, right? 1350, I think, is up a little bit for him normally.
I think that might be one.
But this might be a sneaky special team legendary play right here that you could make. So I'll be curious. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, of course, this is all speculation, 100%. No idea that any of this is for certain. But you're definitely seeing a lot of people banking on a defensive challenge and pushing these moments up. So. Crazy to see like some of the values that have.
And let me just say this: the enshrinement packs came out. What was it last week?
So a week, almost a week but 10 days.
Yeah, ago. Right. And Tony Baselli came out, and so did who was the other one?
Cliff Branch.
No, Leroy Butler.
Young, Seymour.
Go back to Own the Moment if you can.
Sure.
So, I mean, just think about that. Just think that you pulled in an enshrinement pack. You get a legendary. You get like a Tony Baselli or a Leroy Butler, and you're thinking, okay, maybe not that great. Look at the jump on those that you got like in like literally 2 weeks. I mean,
why
if
is
you
Leroy
got those
Butler
legendaries,
so high?
You could just, at this point, just cut that out, sell it, and make a sweet profit on those right away. I mean, that Leroy Butler is up.
That doesn't make, I mean, I get that people need a player in the secondary to complete the challenge, but there's way cheaper ones. So why is Leroy Butler so much? There must have been like,
because it's the Lambeau leap.
That's true. It is the,
so there's people that want it for the Packer aspect of it.
Yep.
And maybe the challenge aspect of it. I don't know. It could just straight up be just the Lambeau leap, but it's Packers history.
Yeah, it is. You're absolutely right. And if you're a Packer fan, it's a big piece of it. So, and they are diehard fans for sure.
They are a rabid bunch.
Yes, they are. I would not never question the Packer fandom. Yeah, there it is, 3,900. So I just want to do a quick. I want to quickly just dig into this and just see if there was a bunch of sales, or were they pulled back, or what. It looks like we had. So there was just a big gap because it looks like nothing here is sold for that much. 2,000 was the highest price for number 2.
Right.
But then it was just so you're just seeing a bunch of people trying to price to
raise the bar, yeah. But how many sales have you seen? I mean, again, if enough of these have changed hands, there's only what, 50 of them?
Yeah. So there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4 in the last four in the last day.
Right. So go to recent sales. I mean, how many of these have actually sold?
These are all sales here, so this is
load more. I mean, that's a lot of sales for a.
Well, yeah, but I mean, we've talked about this in the past with legendaries. It's if you pull a legendary in a pack, the chances of it being a legendary that you actually want are pretty low. So if you're faced with the prospect of, do I sell it for $1,000 or do I keep a legendary moment that I'm just not super into? Unless you're like a true collector where you just like want all of everything. You're probably going to sell it and then go out and buy yourself, like, I don't know, if you're, let's say you're a Panthers fan and you have a Butler legendary, you're going to sell it. You're going to be buying up, DJ Moore and McCaffrey and guys that you like, or, other guys from your fantasy team because, you're like, that's great that you have the Lambeau leap. But if you're not a Packer fan, it's like, okay, well, great. You own a piece of history. I mean, I think it doesn't have the meaning.
But haven't we kind of learned that selling right away is kind of not where it's at? I mean, you get this legendary and, you got 50 people or 40-some people that all get these legendaries at once, and the market's saturated because everybody's trying to sell them at once. It's just like, I mean, look at it right now. If you just would have held instead of selling at, wherever it's at, I mean, maybe nothing will sell at, 3,800 or wherever it's at right now. But I mean, the idea is that it's, I don't know. It doesn't seem very
if you look, efficient. There were a ton of sales in that 900 range.
Right.
And now you're seeing, this, again, 2,000 for number 2. But I would imagine that when you're seeing prices here, like, nothing has sold in above 1,200 except for this. So I would say right now the price on Leroy Butler is probably in that $1,500 range. Max, if you really wanted to get it. But yeah, it's interesting. We're seeing a lot of interesting pricing in the legendary market. Like, again, the bottom before with this challenge was in that $550 range, and all of these guys, every one of these guys here was around 600 and something. So we're seeing huge upside on offense and defense. I mean, you can see it here in the 7 days. Look at that. Not every, but the top 30. So let's just see. I mean, is there even a legendary that's down right now? I'm sure there's a few.
Well, I mean, didn't we say that there was 92 offensive legendaries that have been completed, so far? I don't know how that ranks against other challenges, but I feel like this is, again, maybe the easiest challenge to complete. So I think that they're finding that through ease of completion that they're going to,
and
get more interest.
People are anticipating this punter, kicker, defense. Like, some of these guys are really seeing a ton of growth right now, again, just because people are banking on that. People are making guesses. So I'll be
Right.
very curious. You can see on the legendary side too. I was going to show on the defense. You see right here, you got 2 D linemen that are lower.
Sure.
And then you have a D back, D lineman. Let's see. D back. Sam Mills is the first linebacker. So linebacker looks like on the legendary, linebacker looks like it'll be the bottleneck. Then you have Urlacher.
Well, no,
at
special
12.
teams looks like it'll be the
True.
bottleneck.
If there's a special, again, we don't know.
Well, they're not going to do. They're not going. Yeah, I mean, they could do 3, but it's very unlikely that they're going to do 3.
Yeah,
considering if they're gonna use the colon way of doing this and just replace it with defense, you think that they're just gonna take the 4 and flip them to 4.
I think it's gonna be defense / special teams, and that's how they'll incorporate the punters, the kickers, and then some of the plays. So
right.
So I would say right now, like you can see the bottleneck moments are going to be Willis possibly / McPherson, and then
Presley Harvin, I guess. And I don't know if some of these other like plays are special teams plays. Are there any others that are?
Let's find out. Let's take a quick peek. So let's go to play. So I've always wondered, we talked about this early on, like when would this finally be like the play type? When would that finally have an impact?
Here we go.
This defense challenge may finally be it. So there's kick return, punt return. I think that's it. Yep. Okay. So let's see here.
Survey says, wow.
Now, Evan McPherson didn't show because he's a player melt, but so he'd be the third one. So this will be your bottleneck. I think, again, if I were a betting person right now and I was trying to get in on this legendary, I would think Jordan Willis would be. I would think this play would be included just because it was such an iconic block of that kick.
Well, right, and the idea is that they're going to need a third. They're probably not going to do 2. Otherwise, I think they're going to have too much of a bottleneck to have a challenge that's actually people are going to try and complete. If they're going to make it equal to the offensive side, and they're going to go with the whole colon aspect of this, then I think that they have to include this one.
Yep. Well, I mean, it is. Yeah, boy. We talked. It's the pain. This is like a Packer edition. We have the glory of the first Lambeau leap with the Leroy Butler moment, and then you have the
heartbreak.
The Packers with their inability to get to and win Super Bowls, even though they've got the best quarterback in the NFL.
True. Yeah.
Tough one. All right. So I'm all in. I think that this defensive challenge is happening. I'm lined up. I'm ready to go. I'm looking forward to the disappointment of finding out that I am wrong. So,
and we will find out. We will look into that crystal ball, and we will find out.
Yes, we'll find out if we were looking into the crystal ball or someone's crystal balls and getting teabagged.
Possibly. All right, we'll catch you on the next one.